Hello, my roadsters. It is Michelle on the move. I am coming to you from Little Betsy. Um, I tried to record this video yesterday about a million times. I was in the swimming pool and I was by myself, and it was in the evening. The lighting was great. It was natural, outdoorsy, kind of a different kind of spot for us. Every time I would record the video, I would either mess up, say too many ums, or somebody would walk up to the gate and look at me like I was totally and completely insane. So I got out of the pool, I came to the camper, and I'm like, I'm just going to do it outside. Maybe it'll be a little, pine tree outside. Then all of a sudden, I couldn't speak. As into today, we're going to talk it, did. So if you join me on Facebook or follow me on Facebook, you saw that little blooper. And after that, I was kind of done at that point. I was just like, okay, this video is not going to happen, so I'll just wait. So you're getting it today. My last video talked a little bit about the positives, the benefits, the woohoos about travel nursing. And today I'm not going to really be super negative about it, because let me tell you, the pros totally outweigh the cons. If that's something that you're wanting to do, if you're in a spot in your life that you can do. So some of the things I've learned, I went to a conference, a very smart lady gave me a very huge piece of advice that I have been using, and I am going to now share with you. Always, always, always research the place that you are wanting to go to. Your recruiter will send you a list of places. I tend to take all of those places and I will Google them. I will Google the hospital. I will read reviews, look at pictures, look at the town, look at the demographic, look at the crime rate, look at the housing opportunities. I research everything about the town, about the hospital, about everything. I tend to not so much pay attention to the ER reviews, because ER nurses out there, my hat's off to you, because people think that their kid that has had a cough for 3 weeks is now an emergency, and then go leave a horrible review about the hospital, about taking too long, because they have no idea about the trauma that you have in the back, or the heart attack that's happening in the back, or about the severe laceration that somebody's having to suture up. They're worried about their kid, which listen, I'm a mom, I'm a Gigi, I get it. If it was my kid, I would be like, pay attention to my kid, but cough is not an emergency. We all know that. So I tend to not pay attention to the reviews on the ERs so much. So that's just my little spin on it. I will also, in my phone interview, I have a list of questions that I always ask. I'm an OB nurse, so I always ask, what is the number of deliveries a month? Do you have anesthesia in-house? Is the OR crew in-house? Do you have to call them in? How many nurses are there on the unit at a given time? Those sorts of things. And those are the things that kind of I want to know about that hospital before I go and put my license on the line to be there. So that's my number one thing. Research, research, research. You have typically 3 weeks before your assignment ends to where you're going to start looking for your new place. Your recruiter will technically, or most likely, say, okay, it's time to start kind of thinking about what your next move is. Here's what I have open right now. They send you a list of places to go. You kind of just take one of those and leap, depending on the research that you did on that place. And I spoke briefly before about I am new at the travel nurse thing. I've only been doing it for 2 years, and one of those years I stayed at a facility for 1 whole year. Comes to my next no of travel nursing. Don't stay too long. The people were great, obviously, or I wouldn't have stayed. Um, management could use some assistance. But I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the doctor. I felt like I felt like at a point that when it was time to go, it was time to go, and I felt that one contract too soon. I was only 2 weeks into my current contract when my manager approached me to extend. Okay, contracts for 13 weeks. I was only 2 weeks in. I still had 11 weeks to go, and she's already approaching me to sign my extension contract. To which I was like, well, I know that they desperately needed the help, and I knew the facility, I knew the people, I knew the charting. It was comfortable. I already kind of felt like I was part of the staff, and so I went ahead and signed that contract. Things that transpired after I signed that contract. So that locked me down for 11 weeks and then 13 more weeks after that. It doesn't look good on you to leave a contract. Agencies will tend to drop you, or you will get blacklisted. You'll get a negative review from the hospital. It's just not a good thing. It's not common practice. It's funny because hospitals can cancel your contract anytime they want to, but as a travel nurse, if you don't feel safe with your license or whatever the case may be, yes, you could talk to your recruiter about it, and they can have a discussion for you because they're there for you and to back you and make sure everything is okay. But ultimately, that's your license, and so they're not there with you 24 hours a day or throughout your 12-hour shift or whatever the case may be. But it was a sticky situation for me, and toward the end of that last contract, it took everything in my body to physically go to that facility to complete my contract. Big piece of advice. Do not sign a contract too soon. Complete the contract, and if you're feeling it still at the end of your contract that you want to extend at that facility, then extend. I extended to the fullest that I could at that place, and I got out. Thank God. Please, my peeps, you know who you are if you're watching. Had nothing to do with you. Had everything to do with everything else. And we all know what that was. Also, one of the benefits of travel nursing is it is only 13 weeks. And like I said in one of my past videos, working with women is sometimes brutal. They can be catty. They get in arguments, day shift, night shift fights. The list goes on and on and on. And as nurses, we know, not even in nursing, it's like every career has their own little tiffs. A wonderful thing about travel nursing is that about the time that you start to know who is the one causing all the drama, who is the one that always has something to say or doesn't do what they're supposed to do, kind of just skating through their job or whatever, about the time that you get kind of like about it, time to go. And either you can confront that situation or you can take your next assignment and move on. Wonderful thing about travel nursing, but also don't get involved in the unit drama. I had started at that facility for a year to not so much get involved in the drama because the drama wasn't really in the staff. The staff was really good. It was just upper management that caused a lot of drama between the staff that didn't need to be. And I found myself kind of like, what's going on? I have been caught up in floor drama before, and it's not pretty. It's not productive. It's not healthy. It's not safe for the patients. To be concentrating on that kind of stuff instead of patient care could be detrimental to your career, to your license. Sometimes You know, vindictive people can say things about you being a travel nurse. Oh, she's only here for the money. She doesn't really care about our place. You're just a transient. You're an agency worker. You know, you don't care. You don't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. You know, I could go on and on about the travel nurse insults, but I guess that would kind of be another. I don't know if that would be a whole nother video, because I don't know if I could talk 20 minutes about insults. If I heard a lot of things. Uh, you're only in it for the money. You're only here for a short time, so your opinions don't matter. If I have an idea or a suggestion, it's kind of like I almost get like stop sign. I wish I had like a little stop sign I could put there. I almost get the stop sign. I mean, I've been a nurse for a very long time, and so some people are open to suggestions and some people are not. And I have kind of, at this point, just learned to keep my mouth shut. I clock in. I love my job, don't get me wrong. OB patients are OB patients no matter where they're at. And I am a damn good OB nurse, and so I can do OB anywhere. And so I clock in, I do my job, I take really good care of my patients, and then I clock out and I go home. That's the gist of it. And to me, that's the great side of it, is that I don't have to like think about having to spend 10 years of my life, example 12 or 13, of my life with some people that I thought were my friends, and then, you know, one wrong thing happens and it's like everything falls apart. I don't have to worry about those things anymore because I'm a travel nurse and it doesn't matter. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Like the facility that I'm at, I have a lot of suggestions about things that they could do to better, to make things flow easier. They have a new manager, talking to her today, for example, about some changes that could be made. Did I overstep? I don't know. I'm still a nurse. I'm a seasoned nurse, so there are some things that would help them out, make their day flow a little bit easier. So I did voice my opinion. Whether or not that gets heard or not, you know what? That's not really for me to so much worry about anymore. And I'm kind of at a point in my life and in this career that I have chosen that that's okay for me. Before it would have driven me crazy. If anything, I have learned from this job is independence, and that's not only in my personal life but also in my career. I can be independent as a nurse and not have to have like a crew of nurse friends or whatever behind me. It's nice. It makes the day go by, and in OB you have to trust who you work with in order to have positive outcomes. But I know that in a pinch, I know what I'm doing. And that's not to sound cocky, because if you know me, you know I'm not a cocky person. But I do know how to deliver a baby, good or bad. I've been in a lot of different situations. I wish that travel nursing didn't have such a negative connotation to it, because people say it sometimes with a like ugh in their voice. And you know what? I'm going to confess something today. I was one of those people who thought travel nurses were just kind of like, eh, I'm going to skate through this. I'm not going to learn anything. I'm just going to do the bare minimum to get by. And to be honest, there are some out there that are. I happen to not be one of those people. If I don't do something, it's because I wasn't either instructed to or I didn't know I was supposed to. I don't just skate through my job like it doesn't mean anything to me, because it does. My reputation is not just on my name tag, so to speak. I am very prideful in what I do, and I I don't mess around at work. Very organized, even though in my private life I may not be. At work, I am a very organized person. I've trained a lot of nurses, and I feel like I'm okay. And I guess that's probably part of the travel nurse experience. My advice is just don't get caught up in the drama. Be confident, be caring, be mindful of where you're at and your surroundings, and don't disrespect the unit that you're on. That's what I see a lot of that too is if you approach something in the wrong way. Okay, mom, I'm going to call you out. My mom always says, if you want dad to get to do something, you got to try to make it his idea. And then he'll be like, oh, okay, let's do this, which is very true. I've kind of learned to do that in the travel nursing world. You kind of talk to some people and be like, man, if you had this would work so much easier, be so much better. And then that staff nurse will be like, oh my God, you're right. Like, let's see if we can change that. And that has happened a few times. I'm not like trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. I am only merely just giving advice to those travel nurses out there who don't really know, or this is maybe their first assignment and they're scared to death, which trust and believe I was there and I was scared. I went halfway across the country the first time, and a South Texas girl, deep South Texas girl, with this semi Hispanic type of accent goes to the Midwest, and they're like, what are you? Um, I didn't get caught up in the drama there. I try not to get caught up in drama at all anymore at work because it's not worth it to me. It's not worth the trouble. It's really not. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth the sleepless nights. It's not worth anything, really. Just go in, do your job like the good nurse that you are, and impress. Leave a good impression. Um, Leave that positive name for travel nurses because we need it. I can tell you, honest to God, the hospital that I'm at, half of the nurses are travel nurses, and so they do respect the travel nurses here at this facility, which I appreciate. I haven't been to one that I've ever have been disrespected yet. I mean, have been some shade, so to speak, thrown in the direction of travel nursing. Now, specifically towards me, not as of yet, that I know of. If you're talking behind my back, then I don't know. But I haven't gotten any complaints. Let's just put it that way. So, to recap, research where you're going a lot. You know, they don't, it's not like they give you 30 places that you're going to choose from, that you have to spend an enormous amount of time researching. It's just a few places. And so research those places a lot that you feel safe and you feel comfortable in that environment. Don't put yourself in harm's way, of course. Don't sign a contract too soon before your current contract is even halfway over. I would say wait it out. If they want you to stay, then they'll wait for you to decide. And just be honest and just say, I would rather wait towards the end of my contract. If they don't want to wait, then they don't really need you to stay. So that's my advice on that. Also, drama. Drama, drama, drama. Don't get involved. Do your job. Keep your head down. Fly under the radar. Take care of your patients, not the unit. You're not there to fix their unit. You're not there to change where their supplies are. You're not there to do any of that stuff. Their unit has been running way before you got there. It's going to continue to run way after you leave. Don't even stress about it. It's really not worth it. Now, if you're on a shift and you want to move things around to suit you while you're there for that 12 hours, I've done that before just to make things easier on myself. That's just my little tidbit. on travel nursing so far. There's probably going to be lots more to come in the future. Renee was just here, and I'm super excited because we filmed an intro for my channel. Now I just have to learn how to put it in here. So I'm going home at the end of this run of shifts, so I can, maybe he can cut out a little bit. I know he's going to be very busy with shoots this week. But maybe he can cut out a little bit of time to teach me how to splice them together so you can see my intro. It's kind of cute. If you know me, it totally fits my personality. So I hope somebody somewhere who may be searching travel YouTube channels maybe stumbled upon this video, and some of the things I've said in here might have helped you. Even if you're not a nurse and you're starting a new job or whatever, maybe you can take some of this advice with you as well. Maybe not in the nursing career, but anywhere. I know a few people I have on Facebook are starting new jobs in new places. Good luck to you guys. Like I want everybody to be successful, and if I could help even just one person by watching this video, or get one more subscriber by watching this video, then I've done what I set out to do with this channel, which is advise my fellow coworkers and my fellow nurses or friends or even family members that are dealing with some stuff. I hope that I can help somebody out there. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Intro to come, and I think I hope y'all like it. It turned out really cute. And if you haven't subscribed to Michelle on the Move, please subscribe below. Hit that like button because that helps me out a lot. Also, turn your notifications to on to all, so that you get notified every time I post a video. Till next time, Roadsters, have a good week, and I will probably see you sometime next week, maybe with an intro. So, love you guys. Bye-bye.